Hi guys, it's Greeny here. Today we're going to do a little video on Mount and Blade Bannerlord. Had a couple game playthroughs on this recently, sort of inspired me to make a video on it. Um, so the new DLC, if you didn't know, War Sales has been released probably 2-3 weeks ago now, maybe a month ago even. Time sort of flies when you're playing these kind of games. Um, I wanted to make a video to sort of show you guys, show off the new DLC and also, maybe have you guys help me out with things here and there depending on how it goes, and hopefully, we can sort of learn off each other. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it, and we're going to start a new campaign. Yeah, let's go.
For 500 years, the Calradian Empire dominated the continent. Its armies scattered foes before them. The strongholds of proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war. From the forests of the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions. Brutal as the conquest was, the wise agreed that it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich, but empires, like men, grow old. Leaders lose a common cause. Corruption spreads. Old enemies learn the Empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day, the bonds holding the Empire snap. Then comes the Civil War, pitting all against all. A time of hatred. A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise, from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world from the ashes of the old.
Awesome. So we're on to the sort of character creation part now. After that little intro. Um, If you haven't played Mount and Blade Bannerlord before, it's not the first in the sort of series of games that they've created. There was the one called Warband before this, and it was a great game, very similar in sort of the way, the base aspects of the game. Had a lot of different variations as well. There's Napoleonic War. There's I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's essentially with like the Polish Cossacks and stuff, and you know use more musket warfare rather than swords and shields. But yeah, so if we look on the right here now, we've got all the different factions, and I'll sort of go through these quickly, and if you want to sort of pause the video, you can sort of read through what the different factions do and the various buffs and debuffs that they offer. So depending on which one you pick, it might benefit you and how you play the game. Um, the newest faction that's come with the War Sales expansion is this Nords. These weren't in the game originally. They got some pretty cool units, and along with them, it's added all different kinds of naval warfare, and it's a whole different aspect to the game as well. Um, Although they are the new ones, these particular buffs that you gain from this culture aren't ones that are going to benefit us in this playthrough. Depending on how you want to play the game, you might like to go for some of those if you want to just go around, raiding villages all the time. Then it'd definitely be be a great help for you with that. But you know, you can pick any of these factions and still do anything in the game. It's not gonna limit you, or you're not gonna start in a different place. It's all just based off personal preference, and for me, we're gonna select the Aserai, and the main reason for this is the 10% less trade penalty. Now, trading is a really powerful thing to do in the game. It's a great way to create early game wealth, and that's going to sort of snowball you into the later parts of the game, especially with how expensive armor can be. When you want to really push yourself to those top levels of the armor categories, you know, they're costing an absolute fortune in this game. So for character, we're not going to go too much into it, just sort of randomize all until I find one that looks sort of acceptable. This guy will do. Make him a bit taller. You don't really see too much of your own character. There are definitely screens, and when you get married, for example, to ladies and stuff, you might see him then. So it's up to you how silly or not you want to make him look. But yeah, I mean, it's most of the time it's sort of a third-person perspective from behind his head. So we're just going to go for that one. And then all these different options then are all going to give you different boosts to different stats and skills on your character. For us, or how I like to play anyway, is with one-handed swords and then a shield. The bow then is as a secondary, and obviously we're going to be riding a horse because it's too slow to be running around. Leadership's also important to be able to bring through you know, more troops into battle with you, which is gonna, you know, is an integral part of the game. So definitely recommend going into leadership a little bit. We're gonna go for this Bedouin. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is gonna give us some scouting and bow to begin with. Scouting's important to sort of track people across the map and, well, survive really, because the looters and raiders definitely can take you down early game if you're not careful. We also like to go into trade. Now, trade is, like I said, really powerful in terms of getting your money up, and you know, all these are going to give different boosts, but we're going to focus on sort of leadership, trade, one-handed, and riding as well. So we've got bows at the moment. Smithy can be really good. You can make the best weapons in the game using smithy, and it's really difficult to level up, so sort of important to look into that. So we're gonna go for just another into trade there, trade and charm, so he's gonna be good. And then stood guard with the garrison. If we ride with the scouts maybe first, that gets riding and more bow, which bows are easy to level up, so we're gonna go into trade again for this one. It's gonna give some smithy as well, which is good. And then this last one, what we want to do is something for one-handed, which is going to be subdue a raider there. And then for the name, you go greenie. And freebooter is the default difficulty. I like to turn on auto allocate clan member perks as well, because it's a lot of micromanaging if you don't. There are harder difficulties, and trust me when I say this scales quickly. It might seem really easy with all these buffs and stuff here, but the game can be quite difficult, especially at the start, even being on the easiest difficulty. We're not going to do Bannerlord, it's too hard. It's too hard just to be casually playing anyway. But I think we're just going to go for the default for now. We can always up this later on. But yeah, let's jump into the game.
Brother, it's been 3 days now we've been tracking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch them. How are we going to rescue our brother and sister? Are we up for a fight? This looks like an old training field for the legions. Perhaps we can spare some time and brush up on our skills. The practice could come in handy when we catch up with the raiders.
So I'm not going to do the tutorial, obviously I've played the game before, so this is just going to teach you how to swing the sword, because it's directional attacks. So if you move your mouse to the right or left, it's going to swing from the right or left, and also there's a thrust from the bottom, moving your mouse down, and an overhead swing as well. So we're going to skip this because we've done it before.
Are you sure about that?
And we are definitely
All right,
sure
then.
about that.
One other thing, brother. We want people to take us seriously. We may be leading men into battle soon. Let's give our family a name and a banner. Like.
So yeah, we're going to create a banner. Let's get into this. So we'll leave the training now. And I'll leave this on screen for a couple of seconds. You can pause. Essentially, it's just talking about how we've received the first part of the banner, hence the name Bannerlord. This is essentially a relic of when the Empire was founded, and it's the main storyline of the game. So we'll press OK on that because we've read it before. And there's the first piece of the banner, which everyone gets as you begin. So we'll close that. And the family name, we'll just make it to YouTube, but spell it correctly. Banner, we're not going to do anything too crazy on here. You can do whatever design you like. It doesn't obviously make a difference, but you know, it can be pretty cool to see your own custom design on there if you'd like to. And then this is another new feature of the game, so there's stealth in the game now. So if you're attacking things like hideouts or certain raids, you can do things at night and certain quests where you have to sneak past all the guards, you know, maybe take them out, or you know, complete various actions to be able to sort of get to your destination or complete that quest. And yeah, these have got, it's a pretty cool feature of the game. It's not been in since the beginning, it is new, and we are going to do that before we do anything else. Troubled Waters, so this is a new quest line with the War Sales DLC. It's offering us to do it now, and you can do this at the start of the game. It walks you through it very easily, but we're going to come back to this a little bit later on, and we're going to go there ourselves. But that's essentially to rescue your sister. Yeah, and it's a fun quest line. It does walk you through it, hold your hand as you do it, but we're going to come back to that a little bit later on. This is the world map, so you can see the new faction up here, the Nords. So if you're used to playing it before the DLC, none of this top bit was here, and there's a lot less waterways throughout the map as well. But we can see, obviously, the map's quite different. A lot more waterways, essentially, for the naval combat that's been added. Okay, so to carry on from that, what we'll do first is we're going to head down to Tevea here. We'll probably stop at Amikon on the way just to pick up our first couple of recruits. Main reason we want to get these is because otherwise we're going to get attacked basically by anyone. And then we head down to Tevea. This is where you sort of do the stealth tutorial. Once we get in here now, we'll have a look at this. So yeah, I'm not going to read these out. If you want to read them, feel free to pause the video and take a quick look. But essentially we're going to go through this, and he's going to have us do a little tutorial on the stealth mechanics of the game. I don't think it really matters what you say here, but I shall pass through them unseen, cloaked in silence and shadow. And then yeah, we'll lead on into that. Okay, so we're going to start by crouching down. Apparently we're being spotted already. And you can do that with the Z key, okay, so no one's wondering. And then if we hit caps lock, it's going to walk us really slow and quietly, and we should be able just to sneak past these. I don't know why I'm being spotted there. Normally they don't see you at all. And we do have to be careful here because they can and will easily spot us. So into these bushes, speed up a little bit now. Just make sure he's got his back to us. Nearly spotted there. And you want to make sure when you're close to any of these units you are slow walking. But yeah, this is a fun little part of the game that they've added. Definitely adds a bit more depth. Gotta be careful as we go behind him here. But it took me quite a few attempts to get this sort of tutorial mission completed. I failed the stealth loads of times, and it's really not that difficult, but I missed all the prompts for the controls, so it took me quite a bit longer than probably will you guys. So we just want to make our way down here now. Another little bit. Probably just wait for this guard over here to turn around again. do get a little detection marker. You might have seen it then in the bottom right. If someone's, say, behind you, can see you, it'll sort of have a little detection marker on the edge of your screen in the direction that they're looking at you from. But yeah, I think other than a bit of reputation and 100 dinars, there's not really much to gain from this quest. I just thought I'd run through it to sort of show you how the stealth works in the game. And you do get a really high bonus damage multiplier for completing stealth kills or attacking someone while in stealth. And this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. So what we want to do, if we throw a rock at the target, I think they put that there, we can sort of sneak right behind this guard. His mate's going to be watching. So in the dark as well, you're also a lot less visible. As you can see, you should easily be able to see me really, but you can't. And honestly, it took me quite a few attempts to get through this, so take your time on it, there's no rush. I think sort of once you're up here now, you basically already completed the tutorial. We're just running through this because just to show you it. So this is where you learn about the stealth attacks. So you want to be quiet walking here because they will hear you. We've got the dagger out. He's dead. And you can hide bodies as well, so on some of the raids you will need to hide these, so you can press F on it and drag it, you know, out of the way. For this tutorial, it doesn't really matter. As soon as we get up to that little bit there, we're escaped anyway, so. And we'll take the 100 dinars. I think you get a bit of bonus if you don't, but we're going to take it because it's going to make a difference for us. And really what we want to be doing now is making our way to this right side of the map. So early game I found it's a really good area for trading. Hopefully on the way we can win a few tournaments actually and get a bit of money in. So we've actually got some currency to start that sort of trading with. Not the tab in the arena. So there's no fights on here, but what we can do is we can ask the master. We've got to skip through a load of this. And then we can finally ask him. So Akalat, which is where we'll be heading anyway, and the Orchol. So Orchol's the opposite side of the map to where we're going. Akalat is on the side of the map we're going. So Orchol is over here, and Akalat is over here. Unfortunately, really, it would have been nice to sort of hit one up on the way. Just because he's not mentioned it as well doesn't mean the towns aren't hosting a tournament. What we'd probably do as well is, this is part of the main quest line, so these golden eyes are main quest line, or the quest you've got accepted, and the blue eyes are, that means they've got a quest to give out to someone.
If you please, stop there. I would ask for your name.
So this is Empress Regeer. She's one of the rulers of the Empire. She's the Southern Empire, which is all this sort of dark purple, and then there's the Northern Empire, and yeah, I'm not sure if this Western Empire, yeah, I'm not sure if it was that simple, but let's head on down towards Nira here. You got the speed controls here, 1 for pause, 2 for normal speed, and 3 for fast forward. We're pretty much always going to be on fast forward unless there's sort of a reason not to be. Maybe if you're running away from some mountain bandits, we might as well fight this. So we're going to attack. Oh, they've got horses, so we're going to have to focus on those horses. And we don't want our guys to sit back on this one because they're going to have a little bit of range, and they will. I've got no shield. Oh Jesus, we've got to be careful then, because those things will kill me for sure. Let's just help maybe take these down. It's going to be good to get our sort of rounded up. Look, he's actually managed to throw a javelin at us. sandwich these guys. One of them gets stuck in between us. Otherwise they're going to slowly pick us all off. Without a shield we can't really defend ourselves. Oh, and we're dead. And that's just the way it goes these early games really. We'll fast forward because it's going to take a while. And look, you just see this slowly lancing all our recruits down one at a time. Shame really to get caught this early on. And that's it, we've lost. Victory! Really unfortunate. It's not often that they have horses this early on. Mountain bandits as well. Eventually we'll escape from these guys, but 244. We'll just accept it. So we need to get on the path to glory. We're going to pick up some more recruits as well. 300. So we're really relying on the tournament now at Akalat to get our money. And the unfortunate thing is when we get to these plains now there's going to be stepper bandits and they're all on horseback and they're all really quick. So these are 200, we can't even afford to recruit some horseback recruits from the beginning, so let's hope we can get here problem free. Let's hope the tournament's still on as well. So we gotta wait for morning to get into the tournament. And it's still on. So these are really good, so you can gamble on yourself and winning and get some easy money that way, or you can win a bone crusher for example, which you know, before the DLC the items used to get worth a lot more. Now you're getting a lot of these axes and maces that come from the new DLC and they're not worth so much. We can see here 128, which is all of our money, will bring us 512 back, so really hoping to prove ourselves here, but they give us the armor and equipment, so it's a little bit that are in these tournaments, which make it quite tough. And the polearm, I have to say, is the worst weapon. Well, it's not the worst, it's just I don't like them the most. So we have got a sword actually, which is going to make this easier. He is going to have a much faster, stronger sword than us as well, so we've got to be careful. We want it off being gone here, so we really got to be careful. I think we should be through this round anyway, just because we've beaten 2 enemies, but I think that will finish us off. He's going to have a better lance than us. A little bit easier when you got a bow because you can sort of have really terrible accuracy, but also more survivability. Keeps targeting us though. Always need to finish him off a little bit. Oh god. See see how low that bow skill is. What we want to do is sort of avoid him using it. If we get up close, he'll just get away. 3 hits. But he has a much quicker swing speed, so we don't want to let him use his sword against us either. And even though we got terrible accuracy, we should be able to eventually get a few shots off on it. There we are. Literally. Getting tight. Obviously, the further you on in these fights, the stronger the enemies become. So I believe that's it on me. So he doesn't have a bow, which is good. Means we can sort of abuse our advantage of range. It's going to be pretty low anyway. There we are. This is where it all comes to. Like he is a lord. Yeah. Only where I was gone. I thought it was a normal spear. These glaives are lethal. We have no money. So let's have a look here what it's given us to start off with. We could have had better armour, which that's worse than boots actually were. So we're gonna sell our stuff here. Actually going to equip that because the armour's going to help us. She's going to give us 310. Now really we want to see what trade goods we can buy, which is absolutely nothing at the moment. We've got no food either, so we are going to have to pick up 2 grain unfortunately. And really we want to be making our ways down to our docker, but there's a lot of stepper bandits, which is making me worried. Because they are quicker than us. For some reason they're not going for us. God's grace is on our side there. Into Doke. So this place has really good tradables and goods at the beginning of the game. So for example you can see here the iron ore, it's selling for 15 and it's trading for, you know, 50 at the place we've just left. What we want to look at first are going to be these tools, just because right now where we're at in the game is going to get us the largest return, even though we can only buy 2 of them. So 193, let's see if there's just anything, some clay maybe, just to get a little bit more money from this run. There we are. And we haven't been to Chaki Land yet, but that's where we're going to head first. See, not enough money to pay our wages, losing morale there. Just need to get away from them stepper bandits, thank God. You know, if we can make over 1,000 here, yeah, I mean, really need to make some money before our troops start to desert. Yeah, which is awesome. So 882 clays, 5x multiplier on that as well. 1,600. Okay, so this is really great. We really needed this money, so we'll just finalise that trade first, just to get the money in. That should level up our trade skill a bit, and we'll just check now to make sure there's nothing we can take here. So obviously in terms of efficiency, when you're doing these trade routes, you want to constantly be buying and selling and taking stuff in between all the towns. We'll get some more grain just to keep our guys fed. Now we've got the money. There's nothing really here yet that we can sort of take and sell for more, which is going to be fine. We've got 1,600. What I want to do is if we go to this town, we might be able to get some horseback recruits, risked it. Maybe we can work something out. 178 dinars. And then, okay, we're just going to want to bring on some guys. These are just going to help us a little bit. We'll be able to carry more. Just means the regular riffraff might leave us alone, but them stepper bandits, who are all on horseback, are a real pain in this area. Do we want to attack or do we want to send the troops? Because they're all horse archers, so...
Follow me!
3 of them are. So let's just try use the terrain to our advantage a bit here, get them in the trees. Obviously they've got to come up a slope and also they might get blocked by the trees. So we really just want to get them in a position where they're all getting stuck in the crowd and then we can all swing away. Really should have picked up a shield. The horses are all faster than ours to escape. So if we die, it lowers the morale of the troops and then there's a higher chance of us losing.
Move! Warrior! Move!
One down. I really can't afford to be taking any more hits, I just have to stay in the crowd. Just like that's how we're going to be able to win this fight. Just bring them all into us. Ooh, an arrow. Nasty. I really need to get a shield. Help them out a little bit.
Die, you bastards!
We don't want this guy hitting us either. Don't know why they're not turning to face the enemy. He should go down now. Yes. And now it's just the Hawk archers which are going to keep circling and shooting arrows. So you just want to carry on. They will run out of arrows eventually. When that happens, I'm not too sure. Well, I do know it's after they shoot about 30 arrows, but I don't know how many they've shot up until now. Really, we just want to make sure we survive is the most important thing here. It's just getting more and more difficult. I mean, it looks like he's out of arrows. Spear's quite difficult to block against him. It looks like they're all out of arrows. 2 more left. Got to be low. This horse is terrible. So all the horses in the game have different maneuvering, speed, charge, and depending on those stats obviously you can charge through more people, turn faster, run faster. And he's just been hit by a spear, which is obviously a horse's worst nightmare. Which is good, we come back. We get renown, morale for doing that, hopefully a couple of goods here as well. So we've got a slightly better chest piece, a light harness which is worse than the one we've got. This horse is a lot better, we're going to swap that out right away. jagged spear, so we can sell all these goods. Renown is used in the game. Obviously, it's how known you are throughout all the different lords and lands of the area. It's an important factor really, because it sort of allows you to, you know, talk to certain lords, go to certain places, and it allows you to grow your clan. So we're gonna sell all of that for 730. We'll just check now. There's no goods in this area that are cheap. And we can see when we went to Chakand there, it was selling for 265 on felt, so we could pick up, say, one piece of this and take it with us, but you can also buy it for 115 so at the other town, so we won't actually pick that up this time. Yeah, nothing really, because it's obviously early game economy. The production places that, you know, produce the felt and stuff like that, they haven't had a chance to actually make those items yet. This a docker, fortunately, is one of the places that starts off really quick. It must have, you know, a tools workshop in there already, and this Dinara here is going to have a salt mine, which we can see on the icon. So we're going to have a quick look. So 12 is pretty good. We see we can sell it for 73 at the last place, so we might just grab all of that for 324, and we'll grab a butter and a cheese as well, and maybe 2 pieces of fish. That'll just give us a bit of a morale bonus for having food variety. You can see in the bottom right there we got +1, and we want to keep this as high as we can, just because it levels up our leadership, which inevitably will let us have more troops. So yeah, we're going to keep the horse as well, because this will give us some carrying capacity at the top. You can see we've got a weight of 470, which is actually about hit its limits. But if we pick up some, so these add 100. I'm sure mules must also add 100. So we might as well go for the sumpter horses, because they're gonna give us more carry weight, so we can trade more and make more money. But they'll also give us a movement speed bonus, which will help us obviously run away from those stepper bandits that just attacked us. We'll just see as well, maybe just get a really basic cheap shield here, because that will save our lives for sure. And then again, we're going to be looking at the tools, which there are none of at the moment. We could do some pottery for sure. Yeah, I think we'll take all of that. 1,150, so we've got 400 coins left. Hides, so we take a couple of those, that's 5 of them. And then the clay was doing really well as well, and it's cheap to pick up, but obviously the return is smaller. 303 for an oil. I think we should probably stretch for that, maybe, if we send back a couple of potteries. Love to pick up some of that linen as well. We can always come back. The price isn't going to change super quick. It does eventually, as other trade caravans and stuff pick up in the game. It will eventually move around the map to these villages without us doing it ourselves, and that'll stabilise the price a bit. But at the moment, it's and we can't pay our wages again, which is me trying to make as much money as possible, which is a shame. Not for me though, because I don't require a wage, just the troops. I'm sorry guys, it'll all work itself out eventually. Ooh, that's a shame, that oil is not worth as much as we need it to be. These potteries worth a fortune though. What else did we pick up? Hides. Okay, not loads there, but 2,100. We had 1,500 to buy all of this previously, so we've made really good money already. I'm going to sell a couple of these as well, and let's just see what we can pick up here now. So we could do, say, whale oil. So obviously there's going to be some sort of trade disadvantage for the player, so if we bought this now for 209, you can see we can sell it most recently at Akalat for 350. It's very likely when we get there it's going to be sub 300 due to the player's trade penalty, so we will avoid an item like that. Linen, we might pick up one of these. We can just about double our money on it. Yeah, and everything else is really expensive. Fish apparently is going for a pretty good price. We could pick up a couple of units. Yeah, and we could take one leather. That's fine. We'll be able to pay our troops now at least. Hopefully there won't be any stepper bandits this time, because they will catch us, and we can upgrade some of our troops. We need mounts there to turn them into horseback, so we'll just go to footmen for now. And we can actually recruit some of our prisoners, which does cost morale. I mean, we're already in the dirt anyway, and that says we're over our limit by 1. Because that's going to cost us a morale. Let's just get rid of one of the recruits. So let's have a look. Linen 700. So it's a good job we picked up both that and the hide. This oil now. So this oil should be worth more, but I guess it's already moved. I don't really want to hold on to this forever, so I'm just going to take sort of like an break-even price for it. Salt is going to all go now. Hides is going to all go as well. Fish, couple pieces that we bought, and then we want to double check that they don't have anything to buy. But as you can see, we're on 5,000 now. Before we left Adoka, we had 1,500 when we arrived there. So you can see just how quickly you can start to build up your money here, and money is so important. I mean, my troops hate me because I haven't paid them. That's just one of the many expenses that you're going to need this for, and sort of the more money we get, the more buying capacity we'll have, and the faster we'll be able to sort of grow. So let's have a quick look. There's nothing here standing out to me. We can sort of leave that. We'll just check. They're saying 49 again for fish, but he said that about this place. So we just want to head back down to Adoka now. Maybe stop away at the salt mine as well. Really, once we sort of get to a party size where the stepper bandits don't attack us, this gets a lot quicker. They're always going to be a tough fight, just because they're all horseback. In early game, it's sort of difficult to get your troops onto that same level. We want to look at getting some more salt. So we'll just get 20 of that. 30. 12's pretty cheap. We'll just go 40 for it. I want to save a bit of weight for a docker, is the reason I'm not picking all of it up. And obviously, as you sell it to the towns, the prices go down because they obviously have a surplus of that supply. So we don't want to pick up too much, otherwise we won't be able to sell it for the price we need. So iron ore, this is going to be the next sort of big purchase we go for. I'll just double check. So tools. So these late game are going to be around 150 to 200. So 78 is an absolute steal. So we really want to pick up as many of these as we can, and pottery as well. These are usually around, I'd say they're usually around 120 or something like that late game. So it doesn't seem like we're going to make loads, but early game these are shorter supply everywhere, so we can make a lot more money early game than we could late game. And now we've got the money too as well. We're going to pick up a couple more mounts just so we can carry more. So we don't want to be losing out on our profit over a couple hundred dinars on horses. And then iron, stuff's quite heavy. And clay as well, maybe worth picking up some of. Yeah, not enough weight. Sort of want to prioritise the tools because we'll make more money. You know, and we know that the iron's not going to have moved there, so in that respect we can move back there ourselves. So let's actually chuck a few of these back and keep them beneath 100. And then These should sort of still be there when we come back. It just means that we can sell them on, and then we will grab up a few pieces of iron ore there. Okay. We're just going to do that same route. Keeping an eye out here for any looters. So 3-stepper bandits there. I don't know where they were going to head, but they run away from you when they're scared. You know, they know when they can win and they know when they can lose, so... But we'll probably try and fight a few looters on the way if we see any now. Just to get our skills up. We're going to check for tournaments as well in the town here now. Quite often early game will be a few tournaments. Like, look at this, 1,000. Yes. If you made that kind of investment bonus in real life, you'd be loving it. 174. Iron goes down really quick. It always does, no matter what stage of the game you're in. And we're going to keep hold of some of these because we know we can make more than 300 if we go to Akalat with it. So there's really no rush to sort of sell all of these because we know that the price will be better at the next town. And that's 10,000 dinars there. And you can see gain 15 skill points that trade because that sort of tracks how much money you're making. And you know, gives you sort of skill based off that. So Makeb and Orthangold, so we don't really want to go to Makeb. It's up the way, but by the time we do that trip and back, we'll have lost out on, you know, these trades that are only sort of relevant for the early parts of the game. So what we're going to do is keep hitting this up until we're sort of sitting at a good amount of money. And it can get pretty monotonous, this part, but we've got an event. So market manipulation. As you come into town, the merchant Van Gyageg, I don't know how to say that, the cargo master makes you an offer. Local merchants are on edge awaiting an incoming caravan from Rovolt. If you claim you found its wreckage looted by bandits, the price of goods would rise considerably. He offers you to pay 1,000 dinars in addition to whatever extras you can make by selling your own wares once the prices rise. So on my previous save I had this event and it's really early on before I had any money, so I did this outcome for the extra 2,000 dinars. Obviously it can cause, well, it gives you reputation for being devious and impulsive, which I think are both negative traits. And then obviously you can earn 1,000 dinars but you're still being devious. And then there's other options that will increase other things. I'm pretty sure impulsive is a negative trait. Yeah, but it's all different outcomes. I'm not sure which one we want to go for on this. We don't need to take that money because we're on 11k. Definitely don't need the 2,000. Don't think cerebral. Don't think it's a negative trait. And we don't really want to lose reputation with anyone. But I'd rather take something than nothing. So let's do the first option. We'll lie and say that it has been looted. And we're not really rich enough to be throwing around 800, but we can see in the keep there's a lord here that's part of the main quest line. So iron ore, pottery 405, so it's a lot more. Just get rid of all the salt. And we might as well sell the iron and the tools. It's not as the maximum we could have made, but it's definitely a lot more than they should be worth, or than they will be worth later on in the game. I'm gonna buy one of these leathers. This is a good price, even late game for leather. Usually it's about 250, I'd say. And planks as well. This is a pretty decent price. We're not going to buy planks though because I found they're always quite hard to sell. We will get a bit more food for our guys. We want to obviously get the variety, which is fine. We got spare cash to do that now. So okay, let's head to the salt mine. can get pretty boring doing this at the start of the game, but you've only got to do it a little bit. We were going to get them looters, but they're running too quick for us. You can see the cargo with incapacity. We've got prisoners as well, which we can sell. So 12 again, we were selling that for around 50, so obviously a good price. We get rid of these prisoners so we can run a bit quicker on the map as well. We sell these for money. Can recruit them, you lose morale. It's not always the best choice, but can be a good way to get already max upgraded troops. So that's 472 for that leather, so that's really good. Obviously the salt comes from the nearby village, so it's cheap here. Clay, I mean iron ore we're going to want to pick up, so it's going to be a good price. Hides, this is a really good price. 35 is pretty much giving them away. Same for felt. We're going to take all of that. Tools again. We're running out of space, so we're going to have to get some more horses. So it's not always great just to spam horses into your space, because we'll get a negative debuff for moving now. That's called herding, because obviously we're herding 17 horses. Pottery. This is pretty good. Just want to be picking up. We might get one of those since it seems to be a good price on it. We've still got 300 space and we've got plenty of money, so yeah, let's just pick up the rest of these. I just don't believe you, and it says 628. Maybe our trade penalty was so bad that it was losing that. As we level up trading, things like the price is going to be highlighted in green to say it's a good price. I mean, you can sort of see it there in the hover over. Yeah, 45% more expensive than the average, and this is going to be 92% cheaper. So what we'll do, grab like 2 more horses, and then we'll buy as much clay as we can hold, basically, without us being really slow, which isn't very much by the looks of it. There we are. Spending money to make money. I'm just going to check. There's a tournament, and we're going to join it for sure. So this is a really good way to get good pieces of armor really early, and also as well, sometimes, I think I said before, the armors can be worth, like 30,000 dinars, which is crazy. Game is so weak on the bow that just hitting these shots you see in the bottom left and leveling up our bow, so we just sort of want to be a bit cheeky really and just stand there, just making sure we hit the shots is the important thing. I mean, obviously there's only so much accuracy you can have when you get a crosshairs half the size of your screen. I just went through it. We're going to save a few arrows now for when it might be us and one other person left, because they're all going to have faster swing speed, do more damage, so we need the arrows to sort of be a chicken and just ride away from them while we hit them. Don't want to be stuck here. Looks like our team's doing pretty well at this fight. He's dead. Good one. So we're just doing maximum bet. 76 damage. So usually most units have about 100 HP, so doing 76 with someone is the vast majority of the health. How has he blocked me with a bow? Shouldn't be possible. He's ganging up on me now. scary with the lances. You do so much damage, and if he hits me first like that, you know, it's pretty much game over. Oh, he's got that faster swing speed. This is going to be a close one. We're really low. I imagine he's got to be really low by now. Oh, your team qualified, so we've still gone through, luckily. These ones are really easy. The AI is not very smart, so if you walk to the left, he sort of throws it a bit forward so it hits you. But then we can see it coming and we can just come back, and these are really powerful, these thrown weapons. So we should be able to just kill her like that. Another round like that would be great. Yeah. No, it's not. It's against our old friend. Probably going to be just as bad as the Bowman as we are. I think he's probably the Lancer. We don't want to let him hit us, so I'm just going to cheese it. Just stay outside of his range. Just get him down with the bow. He will eventually switch to his bow. Get too far away from him, so we've got to keep him just within our crosshairs, but just far enough away that he can't swing that sword. There we are, no good at all. And our bets have brought us 1,800, and we get some renown, which is good. So let's have a look at this armour. So we could sell this now for 7,300, which is really good, but we don't want to spend 7,300 on armour, so it's better for us just to put that on, you know, because the one thing about tournaments, while they supply the weapons, you do wear your own armor, so that's why there's like an advantage to the enemy players in the game, because they're wearing their own armor, which can be, you know, the high end game stuff already, and we're wearing our starter gear, which has like no protection at all, so it can cause a lot of issues. Just going to head into Chaikan now. We can see mega money now. So felt was all beneath 100 when we bought it. So we take it down to about there. Iron ore is like 12 coins a pop. Sell a couple of the hides. Salt as well, get rid of some of this. This was all like 15 a pop. Clay is a really good price, you never see it that high in the game. Sell our old armour. 597 for these, and we paid 70 each. So we get them right down. Pottery, get rid of most of those. Silk, 214, I'm glad I picked up one of those. And we'll just see now, so we're going to get 16,000 off this. Which is obviously, goes without saying, is a massive amount of profit. Might be enough that we even treat ourselves to a much nicer shield, which I think we will. Sell the old one and get 97 back. What we probably want to do is maybe pick up a helmet as well. The thing is, with the helmets, you can get quite a lot from raids, but for the sake of 600 coins, we'll buy one. And I probably want a nicer sword. Where are the swords at? Yeah, so this is a terrible sword. The main thing for a sword is the cut. So we see the swing damage, 60 cut. It's really low. The sort of end game swords can be like 100, 105 cut, which would be a really, really good one. I hate the thrust. I never really use it. I wish you could turn it off on a sword. That would be great if you could do that. But yeah, there's nothing really worth picking up here in terms of weapons. We'll just check the goods quickly. Yeah, see, now the oil we probably would have been able to sell for a profit if we did pick it up. We'll just get a bit more food for our guys. I think we don't have any olives. So this is just gonna, we can see food variety 5. The max you get 7. Usually dates is the hard one to get for that. see 11 trade skill. But yeah, I think that's a good place to sort of leave it for the first episode. I mean, early game, you just need to build up your strength, get your renown, and obviously there's certain quests that you need to do as well. But yeah, I think we've made some good progress, and we can sort of take it from there. But thanks for watching, everyone, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a subscribe and a comment as well if you spotted anything I missed, and that'd be great.